On October 23rd, 2001, Monty Python and the Holy Grail was re-released on home media in the form of a special edition DVD, packed with exciting new extras and boasting a remixed stereo soundtrack. But sharp-eared fans may have noticed something had changed. The original voiceover narration, performed by Michael Palin, sounded distinctly different from the film we'd spent so many years watching on our worn-out VHS tapes over the years, and had clearly been re-recorded by a much older Python. The original mono soundtrack was not included, however, so the only way to hear it on our brand new DVD players was by getting a copy of the deluxe widescreen presentation DVD that came out 2 years earlier in 1999. However, this was only released on Region 1 in the US, and therefore not widely available in the UK or Europe. And ever since this special edition DVD was released, the new voiceover recording has been on the default soundtrack of every subsequent re-release, either on DVD, Blu-ray, or streaming services. So it's likely if you've watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail in the last 20 years, you've been hearing Michael Palin's 2001 narration, and not the original audiences heard in the cinema back in the summer of 1975. I personally wasn't alive back then, and my VHS recording was taped off the telly in the early 90s. So when the DVD was released in the UK, I immediately noticed the difference. And to be honest, it ruined my enjoyment of the film, as I was so familiar with the original voiceover that hearing a much older man replacing what to my ears had been a perfect performance was to me no different than George Lucas pointlessly meddling with the original Star Wars and replacing original scenes with his CGI improvements. Anyway, I eventually got my hands on the Region 1 widescreen presentation DVD, and I'd like to present both versions of the voiceover scenes to you now. Here we go. Clip 1 of 5, the book of the film, 39 seconds. Michael Palin, 1974, age 30 or 31.
The wise Sir Bedivere was the first to join King Arthur's knights, but other illustrious names were soon to follow. Sir Lancelot, the brave, Sir Galahad, the pure, and Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, who had nearly fought the Dragon of Angnor, who had nearly stood up to the vicious Chicken of Bristol, and who had personally wet himself at the Battle of Baden Hill, and the aptly named Sir not appearing in this film. Together they formed a band whose names and deeds were to be retold throughout the centuries, the Knights of the Round Table.
Michael Palin, 2001, age 57 or 58.
The wise Sir Bedivere was the first to join King Arthur's knights, but other illustrious names were soon to follow. Sir Lancelot the brave, Sir Galahad the pure, and Sir Robin, the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, who had nearly fought the Dragon of Angnor, who had nearly stood up to the vicious Chicken of Bristol, and who had personally wet himself at the Battle of Baden Hill, and the aptly named Sir not appearing in this film. Together they formed a band whose names and deeds were to be retold throughout the centuries, the Knights of the Round Table.
Clip 2 of 5, the tale of Sir Robin, 17 seconds.
The tale of Sir Robin.
So each of the knights went their separate ways. Sir Robin rode north through the dark forest of Ewing, accompanied by his favorite minstrels.
Michael Palin, 2001.
The tale of Sir Robin. So each of the knights went their separate ways. Sir Robin rode north through the dark forest of Ewing, accompanied by his favorite minstrels.
Clip 3 of 5, the tale of Sir Galahad, and scene 24, 42 seconds.
The Tale of Sir Galahad.
Sir Lancelot had saved Sir Galahad from almost certain temptation, but they were still no nearer the Grail. Meanwhile, King Arthur and Sir Bedivere, not more than a swallow's flight away, had discovered something. Oh, that's an unladen swallow's flight, obviously. I mean, there were more than 2 laden swallows' flights away. 4, really, if they had a coconut on a line between them. I mean, if the birds were walking and dragging... Oh, anyway, on to scene 24, which is a smashing scene with some lovely acting, in which Arthur discovers a vital clue, and in which there aren't any swallows, though I think you can hear a starling.
Michael Palin, 2001.
The Tale of Sir Galahad. Sir Lancelot had saved Sir Galahad from almost certain temptation, but they were still no nearer the Grail. Meanwhile, King Arthur and Sir Bedivere, not more than a swallow's flight away, had discovered something. Oh, that's an unladen swallow's flight, obviously. I mean, there were more than 2 laden swallow's flights away. 4, really, if they had a coconut on a line between them. I mean, if the birds were walking... Oh, anyway, on to scene 24, which is a smashing scene with some lovely acting, in which Arthur discovers a vital clue, in which there aren't any swallows, but I think you can hear a starling.
Clip 4 of 5. The Tale of Sir Lancelot and the Search for the Enchanter. 56 seconds.
The Tale of Sir Lancelot. And so Arthur and Bedivere and Sir Robin set out on their search to find the enchanter of whom the old man had spoken in scene 24. Beyond the forest they met Lancelot and Galahad, and there was much rejoicing. In the frozen land of Nador, they were forced to eat Robin's minstrels, and there was much rejoicing. A year passed. Winter changed into spring.
Nice.
Spring changed into summer. Summer changed back into winter. And winter gave spring and summer a miss and went straight on into autumn. Until one day.
Michael Palin, 2001.
The Tale of Sir Lancelot. And so Arthur and Bedivere and Sir Robin set out on their search to find the enchanter of whom the old man had spoken in scene 24. Beyond the forest they met Lancelot and Galahad, and there was much rejoicing. In the frozen land of Nador, they were forced to eat Robin's minstrels, and there was much rejoicing. A year passed. Winter changed into spring.
Nice.
Spring changed into summer. Summer changed back into winter. And winter gave spring and summer a miss and went straight on into autumn. Until one day.
Clip 5 of 5. The legendary Black Beast of... 44 seconds.
It's the legendary Black Beast of... That's it! Run away! Run away! Keep running! We've lost him.
As the horrendous black beast lunged forward, escape for Arthur and his knights seemed hopeless. When suddenly, the animator suffered a fatal heart attack. The cartoon peril was no more. The quest for the Holy Grail could continue.
Michael Palin, 2001.
It's the legendary Black Beast of... That's it! That's it! Run away! Run away! Keep running! We've lost him.
As the horrendous black beast lunged forward, escape for Arthur and his knights seemed hopeless. When suddenly, the animator suffered a fatal heart attack. The cartoon peril was no more. The quest for the Holy Grail could continue.
And there we are! Did you notice that extra bit of pointless music they added too? These are not the only changes either, as there's even extra footage in the recent versions that was cut out of the original film, but I only wanted to focus on the voiceover in this video. I don't know about you, but I like to be able to see works of art, like movies, in their original form, as they were first seen in the cinema. Now what are your thoughts, and which version do you prefer? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.